Well, Chris, it's called getting smacked.
Hello everybody and welcome to the latest episode of the Smac Talk podcast. This week we have, I'll tell you what, we have an action-packed show this week. I've literally got everything that's been going on in my life, everything that's been going on in the news, things that have been happening to me over the last 2 weeks, and it's been a little bit chaotic, so we'll try to get through this the best we can. First of all, hope you all enjoyed your Valentine's Day. Now, for all you single people out there, I know it's the biggest load of shit in the world, but, you know, some of us guys got to step up to the plate and got to do what we got to do. I have to say this year, I definitely went above and beyond. I'm so smart I actually don't even realise it anymore. Basically what happened for our Valentine's Day was, on Christmas, I bought my girlfriend a cooking school lessons. Now, it wasn't like you don't know how to cook, here you go. It's meant to be one of these fun date things up in Belfast, and I just so happened, it's obviously to me, didn't have a clue, booked it, and it just happened to fall on Valentine's weekend, so absolute major tick there. Austin came down to me and was like, Sean, you're cute about these things, like, you know, we booked a Christmas present, but it's also Valentine's, and like, you know what you're at, and I was just like, yeah, sure, let's roll with that, like, because I don't know how she didn't figure this out, but I'm not that well prepared, like, not even in the slightest, so how she thought I would be that organised, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, apart from that, did the standard things: chocolates, flowers, card. Like, that's, I think as a fella, that's the 3 things you have to do in Valentine's Day: chocolates, flowers, card. Tick them off, job's done. And that's what love sounds like. Apart from that, I've been very busy. I got invited to a stand-up gig last minute in Oma. If you haven't seen the vlog of that, go watch, because it was very good. I had my first ever heckler, which was mental. Like, the night was going well, everyone was doing good and stuff like that, but there was one girl I noticed was very drunk, and she was there to see Smitty, and like, she was just very excited to see him, but she somehow missed him. Like, I don't know what the hell she was doing, but she missed him. And then I was on the second half, and by the time I came on the second half, she was just starting to get a bit rowdy and blah 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 blah, and the MC was sort of like, right, we'll not engage you anymore because you're annoying. But I had just sort of watched him do all this sort of crowd work with her, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm gonna try get stuck in her, because that's there's something I've realised about my stand-up is I love the crowd interaction part of it. Like, that's something I really enjoy. Like, you'll see people that, like, you know, maybe don't enjoy doing that. There's people who do like doing that. There's people that dabble in it a wee bit. But for me, I don't know, I really enjoy engaging with the audience and like getting that like quick-witted comedy out there. So obviously I went up, sort of antagonised her and introduced myself as Nathan Smith, because that's the only person she wanted to see, even though he was already done. She missed him, so I introduced myself as him, being like, oh, you wouldn't notice, and that just set her light. It was pretty terrifying from then on in. I was like, oh shit, what have I done here? I have just unleashed the beast here. So I guess it was kind of like sort of like a double-edged sword. Fair play to the girl though, like, she was up for the crack and stuff like that, and she'd really, like, you know, she didn't ruin the entire night as such, if you know what I mean. It was just sort of, I sort of poked the bear, if you will, and got a few good responses out of her and had a good few comebacks as well. So it definitely did impact the rest of my set, no doubt about it. Like, the rest of the set didn't go brilliantly, but I think the wee moments we had were quite good. Quite good. But yeah, that's my second time in Oma now, and fuck, it is lovely. It is some drive. You literally just leave Belfast, go straight, get the roundabout, go straight, and then you're somehow in Oma. That was in Daly's Bar, the like open mic night club. The open, what is it called? The Green Room Open Mic Night is what it's called. Brilliant wee run comedy club. Great for the likes of me and all the other fellas and ladies and whatever else is out there that want to get into stand-up comedy. Those are the environments that sort of make you realise, like, you have a wee bit more work to do. If that makes sense. Like, it's not easy, but it's like easier to go into a room where like it's a comedy show, if that makes sense, compared to like an open mic night, because an open mic night's a wee bit more, you've got to prove your worth, and people can be a wee bit more like, make me laugh sort of. That's the opinion I get from them anyway. But it was definitely a lot of fun and well worth the trip. And that's the thing now, I sort of was getting a wee bit picky. I don't know if it's the right word with gigs, but like sort of a wee bit like, not that I was getting loads offered to me, that's not what I'm trying to say here. I'm just saying, like, I was started to get a bit like, you know, oh, do I want to travel to Oma? Do I want to travel to Derry? But they've got fantastic comedy clubs in them places, and I've just decided to get off my high horse and be like, Sean, just drive, you know, something you really enjoy doing. And that is something I have to mention. I don't think I've talked about it much. Like stand up and like this podcast and stuff, the format I've got it going now, very few things in life I've done that I've enjoyed more than this, which I think is nice. But yeah, apart from that, what else have I been up to? Nothing really. That's it for the stand up. The minute I think March we're going to have a few things planned. We've potentially a trip down south planned. If everything stays, I don't know what state. I don't even know if they're allowed to leave their house yet down there. I don't know what the hell the crack is down south. But apparently we might have something down there as well. Which, oh boy, if we get down there, I will be very, very happy, boy. Like I think it'll be real fun time. Especially trying it with a different audience, like, you know, the northern scene compared to the southern scene I've heard is a wee bit different, but I mean we're gonna find that out in all good due time, you know. But I stop saying but that's one thing I have to stop doing. I have to go but stop that, Sean. Need to like get that out of me. And yeah, the other thing that happened to me this week, this story is brilliant. So what happens is, because I'm a student still, I like to go for walks during the daytime. So, you know, I'll go for walks during the daytime, around lunchtime or whatever, and I normally just do like a wee lap of the block. Gets me about 5,000 steps, so about 45 minutes or something in around that anyway, not the exact details. But I was going for my walk this week. I was walking along and I put my headphones on, I had my coat on, I was wearing a hat, and I was walking across the road and I got recognised. Yeah, literally this week while walking, I got recognised. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? Someone has recognised me, Sean, little old me from doing, I don't know, podcast or stand up or whatever. And this guy was like, he tapped me in the chest and he went, "Here, Paddy." And I didn't like hear anything. I didn't hear anything. I just sort of kept walking on, and then he came over and tapped me again. He was like, "Paddy." And I had to take off my headphones, pause the music and go, "Sorry, what was that, mate?" I was like, "Is your name Paddy? How are you?" I was just like, no. I was like, "No, I'm Sean. I think you have the wrong person." He was with his girlfriend. He was like, "Oh, right. Okay." I just walked on. But there was, as I said, there was a split moment in that conversation where I was like, have I just been recognised? So afterwards I was but I knew I was walking the block. I was like, fuck, what if I meet this guy again? What if I bump into him on the way past again, his girlfriend? So I made sure I walked like the far side of the road the whole way around, just on the off chance that I would bump into this guy again who thought I was Paddy. I don't know who that was. But yeah, like little old arrogant me thinking, oh, I have been recognised. I've like 700 followers on Instagram, pretty much just my family and friends on Facebook. What is it, 160 subscribers on YouTube, 160 subscribers on YouTube. So like the fact that I thought I was being recognised is probably one of the most ignorant things I've ever done in my life. But I thought that was hilarious. I was just like, for a moment I was like, oh, that's happening, oh my god, this person gonna ask me for a photo or something. Who the fuck do I think I am? I swear to God, my head is up my ass, I swear to God. But yeah, that was terrifying. So that's the last time. I haven't left the house since. I'm not leaving this place ever. I'm not going on any more walks, because that was terrifying. But then it made me think, I was like, what if that guy, you know, had like thought I was this guy Paddy, and I hadn't seen Paddy in years, and like he just bumped in. Do you know what I mean? Like, is there some like big romanticized story there, or do you just think I was like somebody you knew from like Belfast? I don't know. But yeah, I thought that was quality. Like I don't know. I sort of am overemphasizing it. Like I did think a wee bit like, already, like it was one of them situations where someone be's like, you're like, whenever I go and walk, I don't make eye contact. I just keep walking, just keep going. Like one thing that's different from Newry to Belfast is, in Newry when you go on a walk, even if you don't know the person, you're like, hi, hello, hey, how are you? Hey, hello, hey. Whereas Belfast, everyone just head down and keep walking. So whenever someone like flicked their head at me or said something, I didn't really notice. And then whenever he physically went, tapped me in the chest, I was like, ooh, what the hell? But yeah, I'm not a celebrity. I haven't been recognised. Oh, I actually hate myself. That's so cringy. I was debating whether or not to tell that story in the podcast. Is like, people are going to think I'm an absolute tube, which I am. So, I mean, there's no point hiding it. I've also been doing, you know, a wee bit of, what else? I've a load of topics. I'm trying to figure out where I want to go to next. So I haven't really prepared this very well. I've just written a load of random things down. If I'm back on TikTok, Jesus Christ, what a head wreck that is. I was originally on TikTok, right? And I made my account, and within 2 videos, I had like 150,000 views. I was like, oh my god, this is class. Not stand-up related, but that's not the point. I was like, class. And then I'm pretty sure what happened was I posted a video of like it's basically like what China think they're seeing on American TikTok. What they're actually seeing is like what they think they're seeing is like, you know, machine guns and like they're like insight into like war and whatever. But actually seeing is like they're like guys in like just army uniforms like doing stupid dances and whatnot. And I think that got me shadow banned. Now why is that relevant? Because I've been trying to get back on TikTok because I've been using Instagram Reels and it's been going quite well. And for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm quite a numbers person. I'm quite obsessed with numbers on social media, like not in a bad way. Just like I like to see how to improve things and make things more engaging and whatnot. And like my Instagram stand-up clips were averaging on Reels like on Instagram like maybe 3,000 to 5,000 sort of in around that, depending. You know, views and stuff like that, which I thought was quite good. So I was like, flip it, I'll get back on TikTok. So deleted my podcast account, just using my own account now from here on in, and yeah, videos have been getting like 200, 300 views. So I don't understand. The platform is an absolute farce. It hurts my head to use it because, as I said, I'm a numbers person. I like to understand why things are happening the way they're happening. But you know, it's the goddamn algorithms, as I said, which is, you know, something you just never going to be able to understand because it just is one of them things where like the most random stupid shit could blow up. And every time I use TikTok, I have that Gary Vee voice in my head that's going like, "You're only uploading once a day," or that's not his voice, but you know, "You're not uploading enough." I don't know why he talks like a Karen, but yeah, you get the point. Like you're just always in your head being like, "Shit, I need to upload more," and then what happens is you get like some of the videos have got literally like 5 views, which I don't understand because I have like 700 followers on that account. So TikTok is just, I swear to God, is an absolute pain in the ass. And I've actually now, it's not even I've got an excuse. Like it looks really good, I edited them all well. I got subtitles and everything, so I just don't get it. I don't get it. But I feel like I don't know what I need to post. I actually don't know. TikTok's just does my head, and I don't really get it. But I'll keep plugging away. Keep plugging away with the clips and stuff like that. Just need to get more gigs in. That's sort of the problem, isn't it? But yeah, enough TikTok, social media. That's draining. Like that is absolutely draining. Another reason probably why I won't go outside. Another reason why I won't go outside anymore is basically because me and Ashlyn went on a trip up to Bangor. Not Valentine's related, just went up. She wanted to go to some guitar shops or something like that. So I was like, yeah, I'll come for the spin. Went out on like a Saturday or something like that. And we walked about and we went to the guitar shops. And we had a lovely time. Like I've never, again, for anyone that listens to this podcast, you know I'm not cultured when it comes to Northern Ireland. I'd never been in Bangor before. Never in my life. Like I'd only until a couple months ago I'd never been Oma, and I'd never been in Bangor. So at least I can tick them two off my bingo card of places Sean's been in Northern Ireland. But yeah, went up to Bangor, and like one of the most terrifying, like I said, going for a walk the other day was terrifying. What happened to me the other day in Bangor was borderline traumatizing, is what I'd say. We walked about, went to a few guitar shops, went and got coffees and teas and whatnot. And afterwards, we were just heading back to the car, minding our own business. And I seen a group of like, you know, pesky sort of like 10 to 13-year-olds in that age group. And there's like a big squad. And I was like, oh, flip, here we go. Like, but they weren't really doing anything. I just sort of looked at them and like, oh, God, right, let's try to avoid these boys as best we can. Do you like sort of awkwardly in that scene and is it Step Brothers where like Will Ferrell gets beat up by the kids in the park and like made to like the white dog shit. That's literally what I was thinking. Like that's not what exactly I was thinking, but that was the sort of image you can get. I was walking up to this group and just as I was about to go down the steps, 2 or 3 of them approached me. I didn't even know how I didn't see them coming. I think I was looking at the boats or something like that. And just went to me like, oh, hello sir, would you like this blessing from North Down Youth Group? And it was a bar of Galaxy, and I was like, what? Like that was the actual mirror. I just went, what? And the wee boy was just holding in both of his hands a bar of Galaxy chocolate with a sticker on it said North Down Youth Group, and I was like, no, sorry, go again. And he was basically just like, oh yeah, we're like a youth group and we're giving blessings out today, so if you would like to take bar chocolate. And I really wanted to say no, was my gut instinct of what I wanted to do, but you can't really do that. So just to say yeah, but like initially in my head I'm sitting there like, what have they done to this? This thing has been booby trapped. So I haven't had it. That is so bad. Isn't that how so bad how like the world is like that now? Like they seem very sweet, and there actually was a guy with him. Must have been like a Sunday group or something. Like a guy with him that sort of give me a wave and like a nod or something like that, being like, "Don't worry, it's not been pissed on." But like I was just like, "I'm not eating." No hope in hell, because that's absolutely terrifying. it's, if you're wondering why I'm looking out the window here, like looking away, it's because there's a big DPD van pulled up outside, which sort of put me off a thing. So, yeah, in summary, I'll not be going back to Bangor anytime soon because that's absolutely terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. Okay. And yeah, so flip. I've got so much to get through in this show. Like I've been going all over the place. Next up, what have we got? I sort of ticked off that. That's gone. Tinder. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Tinder Swindler. Have you watched it? Don't. It's the biggest load of shit ever. Spoiler alert. All these women have said, which they have proof of, that this guy was taking money off them as they took out, credit cards and stuff like that. And it's just absolute nonsense. Like, sorry, Ashton's trying to walk in and annoy me. Sorry, Tinder Swindler, yes. So the Tinder Swindler, if you haven't watched it, don't bother your arse watching it because it's the biggest nonsense ever. Basically, it's a 2-hour movie where a guy who commits all these crimes doesn't get found guilty for any of them. He gets found guilty for something that he did before any of this happened. And he's meant to serve 15 months in prison, and he does 5. And now he's back out. He's on social media now. You can go look him up on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. I can't remember his name. But he's basically flying on jets still, living this luscious lifestyle. And every fella I've talked to in this situation has said, and this is quote unquote what they've said, fair play to him. Now, I know that like women out there are going to be like going, what the fuck, men are piece of shit. And you are correct. 100% correct. But he's literally like swindled these women and like took advantage of like their like emotional vulnerability, I guess you could say, and robbed them of like hundreds of thousands, like made them take out credit cards to pay him money. But this is the thing about the swindler, right? He actually did live the lifestyle. Like he actually did take them. He wasn't a no-face weirdo when you meet and it's actually like someone's like granda, pretend to be like a 16-year-old girl. He actually, whoa, you know what I mean? It was actually like a real person who actually did these things, which was probably the scariest part for me. Like I just thought that was absolutely mental. He actually was just taking money from one person to pay for another person something to then like just continuously live this luscious lifestyle. But the favorite part of the whole documentary, and by far, is one of the women that he like sort of stayed in was in a proper relationship with. She was like, I want some of my money back and blah blah blah, and she decided she was going to sell a load of his like designer clothes. So she goes and meets him when he's at like his most vulnerable, takes his clothes, starts selling on eBay, and then he's sending the voice notes. But the voice notes are like, I love them so much. The voice notes are just like, hello my love, have you got the money? I need you to send it over to me. I am in brave situation and I'm in great danger. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you so much. And then like a week passed, I think he starts to pick up on the fact that like he's not going to get his money. He goes, listen here, you dumb bitch, you got to give me my money. And the next man will be like, but I'm so sorry for my tone the last time. I love you so much, but you got to send me my fucking money. It's like, my love, this is becoming a fucking joke. That's by far the best part of the show. But 2 hours, you sit through it and you're just like, Joe, like there's nothing worse when you get to the end of the movie and Joe, when they go to that cutscene credits and it's like just the words come up and it's like, the swindler was actually never found guilty of any of his swindling crimes. He's now living a full life, just as normal as he was before, flying in private jets, spending money, wearing designer clothes. I'm like, what is the point of this show? Yeah, I know you don't want to get any more people scammed or conned or whatever, but like, I've just wasted 2 hours of my life on the swindler hoping he's going to get some justice or something for these women. I know, it doesn't happen. But I am very ranty today. I find these solo episodes go very, very ranty, and I just like to give off about everything. I probably need to start writing jokes or something in the middle of these, because I just find when I'm on my own, again, I'll say this in every solo episode, when you're on your own talking to a camera, you go crazy, okay? Can't overemphasize that enough. You go absolutely batshit mental. And then, flip, I can't believe I lost the big news in our country, Northern Ireland. COVID restrictions are gone. Insert yay over noise. Thank God. And not thank God because I'm like COVID this or COVID that. Just can the people that are anti-vax and the people that are vax just shut up and leave it now? Can we all just get on? I don't think this will ever end, because I went to the shop on the Tuesday, the day everything was dropped, and yesterday, and they're like, oh, you still need to wear a mask. Back out in Jordanstown, remember last week I was talking about that Whittlestone Raider guy. I was like, you want Sam, put your mask on? That boy, yeah, well, apparently he didn't lose his job. Apparently he still works there, and he's telling everyone to put their masks on. It's like, have you not seen the news, buddy? We don't need to wear them. Thanks. But no, everywhere's just made their own rules now and just gone, no, actually, you do need to wear a mask. So it's a whole load of nonsense, isn't it? Just, you either wear a mask, you don't wear a mask. It's I'm boring myself with that conversation. It's just going to be a mess. So that's the end of that conversation. COVID restrictions. Robin Swan got us over the line. We're back to normal, whatever the hell that means anymore. No one knows. Yeah, and then the big news from over the pond, the Super Bowl was on, and as you know, as you have been listening to this, I was supporting the Kansas City Chiefs this year. They lost in what I call the semi-finals, but American people will go crazy over that. So they lost in like their conference final and didn't get to the Super Bowl. But I was like, I'm gonna stay up and watch it because I'm invested now. I like this sport now, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's the second Super Bowl I've ever watched, like the whole thing. Is it the first? Could be the first. I'm not gonna lie, I was doing all right. Third quarter, game got a bit stale. Defenses were doing very well. I got a wee bit sleepy. I think I missed the third quarter. I'm not too sure. It was that late at night. It was like this is about 2:30 in the morning maybe, and I got a wee bit sleepy, and it just drifted off. But I woke up for the final quarter, and I watched the Cincinnati Bengals win the Super Bowl. And I also seen the halftime show, which is my initial reaction was it was a bit cringe. I'm not just saying that to be cool and edgy, be like hating something, but it just was a bit like, I don't know what it was about it that I didn't like. It was just sort of a bit like, oh god, really? Like we're going for this sort of vibe. But then I met people the next day and they're like, it was class. Everyone's saying it was class. And then I started to be like, yeah, it is class. And I was like, and then I was sort of like, that's not your opinion, Sean. You thought it was sort of sucky, like you weren't like hype. Like the one I love the most is like the Bruno Mars one. I know that's so cheesy, but Bruno Mars halftime Super Bowl show was probably one of the best things I've ever seen on like live television. It was fantastic. Like, I could see what they were going for with the Dr. Dre thing, but like, go watch. There's a video on TikTok of like a guy for like his them videos people do on like school talent shows. There's basically a guy playing the piano and he's playing away, and he goes and there's like guess who's back, and then the whole like the whole like gymnasium or whatever you want to call it like lights up and like everyone's going hype, and it's like the music comes in then and it's like all class. That was more hype than the Super Bowl halftime show when Dr. Dre started going. And it's just like, I know where this is going. I can see what you're trying to create a hype moment over something that's been hyped on like a million times. I'm not hating against it. It wasn't terrible. Like in comparison to them things like they do. Was it the World Cup that time in Russia had like Robbie Williams or something intro it? Like those are the worst. When soccer and football try to do it, it's the worst thing in the world. But the Super Bowl halftime show, yeah, I'm gonna score it like a 6 or 7. I wasn't overly fussed on it. Like I thought it was decent, but they could have done a lot better. Could have done a lot better. This is all over the place, this episode, and I apologise. I probably should have been a wee bit more organised. But Wordle, I've been playing Wordle as well. What a terrible game that is. They've literally just robbed. There's a TV show called Lingo, and I don't know why no one's talking about this. There's a TV show called Lingo, and they've just stolen the entire concept and just made it an online game. The producers of that show, Lingo, must be absolutely fuming. Like, this worldwide sensation of Wordle has literally been ripped off of like a daytime TV show in the UK. And no one's talking about it. This is what's confusing me. Like, it made me think, I was like, I should start my own one, not instead of Wordle, because I like numbers more, as I was talking about earlier. Like, Numberl, and it's just the countdown numbers round every single day. You just set a target and you have to try to work it out with the numbers that are there. I think that actually would have very good legs on it. Because I'm not good with words. This is the problem. I'm not very good at words. And there was one of the weeks, I think it was like humor, Humor. And everyone's like, that's the American spelling. Now, my dumb ass was just like, that's how you spell humor anyway. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm not good at words. And I shouldn't be getting words that aren't spelled correctly. Like the American way of spelling things, just, they've taken the English... Apologies about that, folks. Temporary setup. But yeah, they've taken the English language and then made their own spellings for words. Fucking typical Americans, I swear to God. But yeah, Wordle, they've just stolen lingo and no one wants to talk about it. Finally, what are we wrapping up on today? Haven't really modern news stuff, and that was just a load of random stuff that's happened over the last 2 weeks. I'm really enjoying this format though of doing like guest episode, solo episode, guest episode, solo episode. I think there's good value in that. I think it's good crack, and if you're enjoying it, let me know because I'd really appreciate it. finally, as I said, this has been a very number-based episode. We've talked about numbers a lot, and I thought I'd round out by saying thank you. Thank you to everybody so far that's been supporting me through vlogs and podcasts and all the content I've sort of been putting out there. I have seen like substantial growth in the last wee while. You know, the vlog, I was counting the numbers up last night. We've had over 1,500 views on the vlogs, which to me is just crazy. You know, 1,500 people is not to be laughed at of watching you and your content and your journey into stand-up podcast. The stand-up comedy, sorry. The podcast is doing well as well. We've had, I think, over like 11,000 listeners or something like that on the podcast, which is mental because it's just me sitting here chatting with now, what's this, episode 54 or something like that. Like, I mean, we have dragged it out over quite some time. I would have liked to have been on a higher number by now, but we're still going. Podcasts have come and go, and people have dropped them, people have started them, people have dropped them again. So, I mean, I think we're doing all right, and definitely I'm seeing from doing the consistency thing a wee bit more growth. The YouTube's been growing as well, up to like near 156 subscribers. I know it's exactly 156, right? I checked the numbers. And I said the Instagram earlier on, like all the reels and stuff like that are slowly but surely going up in numbers. And I don't know if it's a combination of putting out better content or people seeing more. I don't know. I'll leave you on this. I actually messaged the page recently. I was like, I had a stand-up clip that I was really happy with, and I was like, might send it to some stand-up pages to see if they want to share, because I thought it was a good bit of content, and sent it to them. And one of the pages I sent it to posts, like all their posts were basically like Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle, like those guys. And they came back to me and goes, if you would like us to post this, it would be 300 to 500 quid to get on Instagram. And for TikTok, it's like £1,000. I was like, which one of them packages was it that Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle went for? Because you're clearly just stealing their content. And he goes, I only post the goats for free. And I was like, no, you're stealing their content for free. There's a complete difference. And then I was like, look, man, appreciate your hustle. Like, I appreciate your hustle and what you're doing. You know, everyone respect. But, you know, I don't have the funds for that. And then he messaged back going, well, what funds do you have? And I was like, to be completely honest, mate, I'm a student and I'm broke. I was sort of hoping you'd pay me for this clip. And he just replied, load of laughing faces, feeling like, no problem, dude. Thanks for your time. But isn't that mental money? I thought that was crazy. Like, to charge me $500 to post, it wasn't even a 60-second clip on their page, and they had like 22,000 followers on Instagram or something, so like it wasn't even as if you were getting mental exposure. But I hope they listen to this because that was good as well. Oh, and also, right, I'll leave you on this. I started using TikTok again. I forgot to mention this. I had my first hate comment. It was basically on the clip. If you had listened to this podcast, you know I talked about LinkedIn, or not LinkedIn, flip me, it's hard to talk for 30 minutes straight. I basically talked about how you know, if you're having jobs, put the salary on the jobs and don't say it's a competitive salary, blah, blah, blah. But I posted that clip on TikTok. It got slightly more views than the rest, maybe like 10 views or something. But I got a bit of hate under it. And the guy was like, oh, seen something on LinkedIn and man's just made a podcast out of it. And decided to take the low road this time and reply and just basically slag the guy off, which actually was a lot of fun. And in the end, the guy was just sort of like, oh yeah, fair play, mate. Good one. So Fileman Pete, if you're listening to this podcast, I hope you seriously enjoyed. There's your subtle plug. Glad to have you on board and glad you're a supporter of the podcast. But that's going to do it, guys. I think I've covered all the topics there. I know it was an absolute chaos of a podcast between what we're talking about, me ranting and all the other bits and pieces. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this episode, guys, you know what to do. Leave us a wee 5-star on Spotify. I'm looking then. I normally say like and comment, but a wee 5-star on Spotify would be lovely. We've got a few of them in recently, and a few more I think will be officially rated, so that would be nice if you could do that for me. Obviously, if you're watching this on YouTube, like, subscribe, do all that lovely stuff. And yeah, my name's Sean McLevy. This has been Smac Talk. I think gigs coming up in the future. March, as I said, keep your eyes peeled. If you're not following me on socials, that's where you find them. And yeah, I'll see you all again in the next one. Goodbye.